The recent season of Fortnite, Myths and Mortals, is about to end, and ever since then, it's kind of just had a bunch of people just come out and talk about their pure hatred for this season, talking about how it's literally the worst season of all time. I wish I was joking, that is an actual take from someone. All this stuff online got me thinking, is this season actually that bad? I want to go into a retrospective of this season, talk about every single update that happened, see if it was good, and also talk about what happened in Fortnite in general. With that being said, let's jump right into it. First up, let's talk about the season's launch. The season's launch was really good. It had a ton of hype around it with the hand mini event, just all this cool hype that was building up around it. Fortnite had been hyping it up for weeks at that point, and it was kind of all ruined because the entire season basically got delayed by a whole day. In case you don't remember, downtime was basically extended by like a whole 13 hours, basically meaning that a lot of people didn't get to play the season when it came out. Despite the rough start, once the season actually launched, everyone was giving it praise, calling it Fortnite Chapter 5's savior. It had a bunch of cool new POIs: Mount Olympus, Grimgate, Brawler's Battleground, and Mount Olympus. At each of these new POIs, there were bosses that you could fight where you could get their mythics and medallions. And medallions were actually completely overhauled. Instead of just healing you over time, they gave you special powers, which in my opinion is pretty cool. Speaking of powers, we got two new Greek mythology themed powers in this season: the Wings of Icarus and Zeus's Thunderbolt. The Wings of Icarus were basically a way of mobility. You could literally fly around. It wasn't just gliding, it was basically just a portable plane in a sense. The one downside to it though was it had recharge times, it only had a certain amount of durability before it just broke in your inventory, and you could get shot down pretty easily. But also, there was Zeus's Thunderbolt, and so many people were calling this the most broken item in Fortnite history. It was pretty easy to counter, not gonna lie. You could literally just snipe the person in the head. But it did deal damage through builds, so I can understand why some people would be mad, but at the same time, like, I don't know, coming from a zero build flyer, the complaining seems like a bit much. But yeah, this whole season was just really, really good. Or the season launch, not the season, but the season launch was really good, everyone was loving it, and people were hyped for the next update. And boy did they deliver with the Midas Event. The Midas Event was awesome. They brought back Floor's Lava, probably one of the most popular LTMs in Fortnite history. They added a new weapon, the Chains of Hades, which was kind of mid when it first came out, but then Epic just decided to buff it out of nowhere and made it possibly the most broken item of the season. But they also gave us the drum gun and the hand cannon, two extremely popular guns, but they also made the monovolt, which was kind of interesting to say the least. At first they were really good, but then they just kind of got nerfed into the ground. But regardless, this update was just so much fun, especially the new Midas skin. It's super clean. But then the next update happened, and this just completely split the Fortnite community in half. Like, one side of the fandom loved this update, thought it was amazing, saved the season in a way, and the other side despised it, said it completely ruined the season, and someone even said that it ruined Avatar for them. How is it going to ruin the Fortnite community is weird. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Avatar update. Elements. Elements was essentially an update that just added all of the bending elements from Avatar. Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the four nations lived together. Wait, what am I talking about? Oh, right, I'm talking about Fortnite here. Basically, these were pretty cool weapons. Firebending was kind of mid, can't even lie. Earthbending was useful in zero builds, and it kind of hit a bit hard. Waterbending was kind of bad at first, but then it became absolutely broken, like out of nowhere. Like, there was no point in picking up an SMG this season. Like, you just pick up waterbending, you won. And then there was airbending, which low-key was better than wings for mobility. Now, this whole update was amazing, phenomenal, but there was one problem. They vaulted the Greek mythology theme mythics. The Wings of Icarus, Zeus's Thunderbolt, Chains of Hades, they were just gone during this update. And this made a lot of people mad, because this was the whole reason of why you should come to this season, the Greek mythology theme mythics. But no, we're just throwing those out the window for Avatar. Listen, as much as an Avatar fan I am, I think The show is just amazing. I love it, and I love the mythics more than the Greek mythics. It does kind of suck that they did get removed. But then they actually came back in the next update, and I can't even lie. They're mid. I much preferred airbending over the wings any day. But it was too common around the map. It was so easy to find airbending. Who cares? Who cares, honestly? Once again, this update just split the community in half. On the other side, you had a bunch of Avatar fans or just a bunch of other people who thought this update was amazing. I'm on this side. I thought this update was the best of the season. And then you had the other side where there were people who just despised it and like just hated it to the bone. Like said it ruined Fortnite. Which is kind of crazy, like a single update ruining the whole game for you. Like if it's a really crappy update, like don't get me wrong, that can 100% ruin the game. But this update, I thought it was pretty good. Like the mythics were a lot of fun to use. But let's talk about the next update, Star Wars, baby, yeah! Now this might be a little bit biased because I am a little bit of a Star Wars fan. I like some of the movies. Okay, I'm a big Star Wars fan, okay? But still, I really like this update. The blaster rifles that they added were fun, and the bowcaster is still a really cool item. The one complaint I do have about this is there's only one lightsaber on the island, and it is the most mid lightsaber. Like, let's be honest, Darth Vader's is definitely the worst one. I would have much rather that they brought back the Force powers from the last May the 4th event, and even though that they didn't do that, I still think this is a really cool thing. Mainly because they added the Goat Lando. Next, there was a little mini live event that happened where basically a huge sandstorm came onto the island, and it looks like that's going to be in next season with an apocalypse themed season. Looks like the roadmap is real. So, that was all of season 2. Now let's think for a second. This was a good season, in my opinion at least. I think this was a really good season. It had fun new mythics, it had amazing POIs, a good battle pass. It was a good season. But why are so many people hating on it? This is the thing that people say they wanted. They say they wanted crazy new items. They say they wanted cool POIs and a good battle pass, but now just everyone's hating on it. But why? There were a couple of weird decisions that were made, like removing rarities and again removing the Greek mythics for the Avatar mythics. That was kind of weird, but at the same time, those were two really minor changes in the scope of the entire season. So honestly, I don't really have an answer for why we hate this season. But let's keep in mind the amount of hate that previous seasons got that we consider now to be goated. We hated on Chapter 3 Season 1, but it was a really good season. We hated on Chapter 4 Season 2, but looking back, this season was so underrated. Bro, like, I don't know how to say this. I feel like we're in a cycle, right? New season launches, everyone loves it, glazes it beyond compare. It's the best season ever. And then it just slowly declines until we get to the point where we are right now, where everyone's hating it and is just waiting for the next season to happen. It's been a cycle that's been happening for a while. But yeah, in my opinion, I think this was a really good season. It's gonna go in my top 5. I really love this season so much. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you love this season? Do you hate this season? Why do you? Let me know. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
We got a #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we bout to get down. 10 kills.